Be advised, mature content ahead. This podcast is brought to you ad-free thanks to the Legion of Demons at patreon.com/NOTLP. If you like what you hear, there's much more at patreon.com/NOTLP. Join the Legion. That's patreon.com/NOTLP. And now the show.
How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, we've warned you.
Welcome back to Night of the Living podcast. I'm Freddy. Amy's here.
Yep.
Andy's here, and he'll be reviewing the Perfection later in the show. And hi, Andy.
Hi, sorry.
No, you're fine. And Mikey B's back finally.
Hey!
From his sunny Orlando, Florida.
Sunny Orlando, Florida.
It was a good time. Well, later we'll be talking about our second selection in the dance, Climax. Gaspar, is it pronounced Noé?
I like to say no way. Just
No
because
way.
It just sounds better.
Yeah. I would say no, Gaspar, no. Gaspar, no. Hot. How was Orlando, Mike?
Oh, it was really nice. It was really relaxing.
Yeah.
Finding the older that I get, the more I enjoy the water parks and sitting on beach chairs or lazy rivers with a nice little
I'm glad you
drink
said
in my
that.
hand and just floating around and just enjoy. But I also am realizing more and more there's just a lot just to sit down and enjoy and do. So
Yeah.
even though, I mean, if you follow my Instagram, I did move around quite a bit, but yeah, I did enjoy my moments of just sitting down and just getting to, experience stuff. So
The highlight, what am I saying here? The highlight. I was just going to say our trip together to Disneyland, the four boys, us and Matt.
Mm-hmm.
When we got to like the 8th time of riding the Incredicoaster,
Mm-hmm.
and all the teeth in my left side of my jaw were buzzing,
Yeah.
I realized that maybe I want to sit down some more too.
Sit down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Why are your teeth buzzing?
it's
I
funny,
don't know.
because when you're on the move, and I think this maybe is a metaphor for life, but
Yeah.
we'll get a little deep for just a second. But when you're on the move, like all the time, like I don't know that I would have, like there was a whole what are the singers that sing without the Dapper
Acapella?
Dan? Dapper Dans.
Oh.
Yeah.
There was a whole like Dapper Dan's musical thing that they're doing for it's Mickey's something. They're celebrating something for Mickey. Do you know what it is? The celebration.
It's his birthday.
Mickey's birthday. And so they're doing like they did this whole a cappella number, and the citizens of, this is gonna sound really nerdy, but the citizens of Main Street USA actually joined in and did some soft shoe with them. It was like very much a highlight for myself for this trip. Of getting them to see like all these musical numbers that they did. They did a tribute to Mickey Mouse and Steamboat Willie through the time. And I think if I'd been running, to Fast Passes or whatnot, I would have missed that. So.
And then Goofy put LSD in the punch bowl.
And Goofy put Ella, and we started whacking. There's a lot of whacking on Main Street USA. Plus, I love just walking down Main Street USA
And whacking.
And just seeing like it's just this moment. They've done this amazing job that I think if you're rushing, you miss that. It's a time of yesteryear where people are riding down trolleys and literally break out in the song. And like, don't you want life just to be like that?
You think they did that in the actual yesteryear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, in my mind.
Yeah.
In the
fantasy Hollywood land of our minds.
They do that in my Hollywood fantasy.
That's what Make
Yeah.
America Great Again means.
Oh,
Yeah.
we should
if I'd
start
known.
dancing, huh?
Is walking down Main Street, and when you like, I love because I have music where just songs pop in my head all the time, and I have to start
That's your
singing them.
feelings.
But yeah, it's my feelings. But I got there and walking down. It's early in the morning and walking down Main Street USA, and the Main Street singers start singing, "We're walking right down the middle of Main Street," and I'm just like, this is heaven.
It was your feelings. I said it was your fillings, Mike.
My
You're
feelings?
picking up radio stations.
Oh,
Your
I
feelings.
tuned in. Okay, I got it. So yeah, I really just and I had a really good time just watching stuff and being there.
People watching is one of the best parts of Disney World.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw this great family breakdown though that happened in Animal Kingdom. Oh my word!
Always my favorite.
We call it what's our family breakdown hour.
Breakdown hour.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there and I had a full stomach and I was good. And I was ready for a good show. And right in the middle of this one of the gift shops, there are people that are walking out and they're like, you can tell like little micro families, and there's like a big extended family that's still meeting, and they're like look really intense. And as the micro families that are coming off, like the dads with their kids, they're talking about like, she doesn't understand. This is like the nice way to do things is you're supposed to say thank you, even if it's not something that you really wanted. You just say thank you. Just go back and say thank you. And like I walk into the main room where like grandma's sitting there and she's just in tears, and it's like, none of you trusted me with your plans. And it's this whole thing that's just happening, and then you could just see like people are coming around because they're like also wanted a really good show, and it was a heck of a show. And then I felt bad about myself a little bit, so I casted in like little Disney magic wishes that everything would be all right, and then walked out. But it was a heck of a show. Right
Grandma
in the middle
needs to go take a break.
Well, Animal Kingdom notoriously is good for it's hot. And it was really hot there. It was getting ready to have a storm, and so that I think added to the heat. But yeah, it was
You
fun.
gotta trust
but
Grandma
you gotta
to
love.
plan.
It was just nice. I really felt really great to have the privilege of just being able to. I was there solo. And just
No
to be
grandma
able,
to yell at.
no grandma to yell at, and just to be able to walk around and not have to worry about, the family that I'm having to manage time with. I could just do whatever I wanted. It was just a nice, relaxing. I got some crazy blisters on my feet, so I guess it wasn't that relaxing. But for me, a nice, relaxing trip.
That
Got a lot
sounds
of nice moments
wonderful.
just to relax and enjoy.
And we'll all be going together February
Yes.
to celebrate Andy and Amy's 40th birthdays.
My 29th birthday.
Amy's
So
29.
we're so excited. We just bought our plane ticket right before recording
Literally.
because we got a notification. And Mike brought us gifts from Disney World because that's the type of nice guy he is. And he got Andy a really awesome pride patch, which says, "I'm proud to be an American." And then in small print it says, "Where at least I know I'm free."
Gay.
Free to be you and me.
You guys, everybody, all the listeners are singing that song as we speak, because that's all you need to say, and you just fill in the blanks. That's a great song.
If Andy had to start again with just his children and his wife.
Yeah. I have to thank Andy because I went into I had a moment I was Andy'd out, which normally like when I'm Andy like gives zero. Andy does what he wants to do, which is always awesome to see. And I went and like pride stuff to Disney in the Magic Kingdom and had this really awesome moment with Mickey and Minnie. I know I'm a 41-year-old adult, but whatever. I got emotional, right, talking to Mickey and Minnie, but I had like lots of pride stuff on, and it was really cool to have because Mickey and Minnie are in their celebration gear, which is very rainbowy right now, and Disney does a great job of they're also all of their pride gear. I don't know if you knew this or not. It's going to
10%. Well, a portion of it is going toward the Trevor Project, I think.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool.
So, and Disney does. They have Red Shirt Day, which is their like kind of their gay day, and that's early in June. But their Orlando's official Pride is not. We found out until October. Isn't that right?
Was that right?
I believe you.
I think, yeah.
'Cause I
it was-
don't know.
It's later on. But anyhow, it was just really nice
Because it's too hot in June.
to go in
They're smart.
and be able to celebrate that and just be okay, because that's what Magic Kingdom's all about, is following your own
I'm okay,
your
you're
own
okay.
path.
I love
So
that. That's
it was
really
nice.
sweet.
It was a nice moment.
I
Andy,
just want to say, while Mike was in Florida, we had our second viewing party on Patreon
oh, yes.
of AFV.
Well, this was America's Funniest Home Videos. This is before they
changed the name.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, they did. So
Yeah.
it wasn't called AFV back then.
No, it was called
Oh, okay.
America's Funniest Home Videos starring Bob Saget on
I found-
ABC.
I found it on YouTube, like a double feature, 2 episodes with some real, like, they left the commercials in.
We saw so many naked children
Yeah.
Why is that?
Also, I wanted
on
to,
commercials and in the funny videos.
I want to
Yeah.
apologize for the confusion to anybody who may have tried to join us and was unable to. The original plan was to use this app called Rabbit, which is like one of the most popular group viewing apps out there. But of course, the day that we signed up for it and I got everything set up, they ran into some sort of technical issue with the app itself. So at the last minute, we had to switch to, and thank God for Ghostface Billa, who is always in Discord helping us out. that we last minute we switched to this website called Watch Together with the number 2. And it worked really well. And we use Discord. If you're a patron, this is a really fun thing that we're going to do every 4 weeks. Get together, watch something together. I think we'll probably stick with Watch Together. I think it worked really well. Mm-hmm. And then we use the voice channel on our Discord server to talk to each other. And then text, we share pictures of our pets and stuff. It's just a good time.
Yeah.
But America's Funny Home Videos, and then I think I enjoyed even more than that the bad commercials after. And because there were commercials still in the broadcast, and whoever uploaded them didn't edit them out, so we continued with bad commercials after for a little while.
Yeah.
And that's a hell of a fun group viewing. Let me tell.
I always like seeing food that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
CC Ricers.
Yeah. Do you remember CC Ricers?
Crispix. Does anybody remember these?
Isn't Crispix still
That's
around?
still around.
Oh, it is.
It's just very unpopular.
I guess that marketing push didn't work.
It was
shockingly
too crispy.
unpopular.
So the episode we saw was the finale.
Yeah.
It was where the best videos from the whole year got together and battled it out.
And they weren't that good because, compared, I think it's because it was so much rarer for families to have home videos then than it is now with everyone with a phone in their pocket. So much more absurd shit. There's just an embarrassment of riches now that we didn't have in the 80s.
Yeah.
And
a couple of times they showed recorded bits.
Yeah. There were skits.
Yes. People sent in skits, apparently.
And then they also had live skits with, the magician with the world's worst haircut and his assistant. He just looked like he had, come from the group home.
Oh.
She was his caretaker. And I think that may be what they were going for with it. I'm not real sure.
It's fun, though.
But it was a blast. I can't wait to get back together. I think Bill had suggested Deathbed, the bed that eats. The bed that eats you.
It was really cute because Amy's mom kept trying to connect, and we said, so-and-so left the room. So-and-so joined the room.
And she kept accidentally rewinding the video, so we had to watch some of the funniest videos. Because anyone in Watch Together can go in and pause or rewind it.
Joining us and having fun.
It was really sweet.
Funny. That wasn't the funniest thing that happened, though, with the tech snafus.
What?
Oh, Andy.
When we first set up the room, all of a sudden I see Andy, because I didn't know this, but Watch Together, as soon as you turn it on, your camera comes on.
Oh.
And you can be seen your face there. So, of course, I have this horrible picture that pops up where I'm in my easy chair looking down at my camera, and it's just not flattering at all. And all of a sudden, it's just me and
Bill, I think.
I think, are in there. And all of a sudden, Andy pops up, and it's just him. He has no shirt on. And he goes, "Oh, shit!" And then he disappears.
Because I was on the toilet, and I didn't know that I was gonna be on camera, so I didn't want anybody to see me shitting naked.
So funny though, just the way you're like, "Oh shit!" You were so panicked, and the way you just popped up, and really you were up for less than a second, and then you disappeared. It was really funny.
Yeah, I like to know when I'm on camera. Yes. I'm not saying
America, this is you.
I'm not saying I would not be naked on the internet, but I would like to know about it.
Yeah, you want it to be planned. And then it was just really, oh man, it was so much fun. And Mike brought Amy the coolest stretching portraits bag. We're back to Disney World talk here. That unzips in the middle and turns. If you've been to the stretching room in the Haunted Mansion, the portraits that stretch out. It's a bag that does that.
Oh my god!
Can you believe that shit?
And then it is beautiful.
He bought me back some macarons from God, what's it called?
Is it
La Boulangerie?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or is it Artisans de Glace?
The Artisan de Glace.
What is the croque monsieur? Is that the?
It's very French, which is appropriate for the movie.
Thank you
for
the macarons that you got pulled over for. He got in trouble for trying to smuggle me macarons.
They put a
I don't
tag
think
on
you
it.
did. I've had my bag searched. It's just they do random.
I don't think I got in trouble for it, but it was on
Yeah.
that. And inside the bag, there's a little thing that, your bag had to be gone through.
Yeah.
Gone through?
Yeah, they have to tell you.
We had to rifle your shit.
We had to go through it. So, and that box was not in that bad a shape.
Yeah. So he got me cocaine from Florida. So thank you.
Came back through. I don't know why they had it.
That's where the good shit's from. Remember Cocaine Cowboys?
Yeah, that was so good.
Right.
What's her name? Griselda?
Yeah, Griselda Blanco. She's dead now.
It's probably for the best.
Blanco.
Yeah,
Good tequila.
we're glad she's dead though. She was a bad mamma jamma.
She's bad.
She broke that glass ceiling for cocaine.
That's true. She did do that. She broke the glass coffee table.
All right.
Star Wars Galaxy's Edge variant edition #1. Mike. got me a comic book because he knows me so well.
Mm-hmm.
Black Spire Outpost on Batu.
It's the official, real existing place in the Star Wars universe that will be opening up that is already open in Disneyland and will be opening up in Disney World.
I am really excited. And this comic looks really cool too. Speaking of comics, by the way, we had recorded a night of the comic on Wednesday. There's some sort of hoodoo going on. Something went haywire and the mics did not record, but the computer did, and you couldn't hear Dave, so I had to scrap the episode. It was a very good episode that we recorded is the worst part, because Dave reviewed the Darth Maul trade of Star Wars. That is what reminded me of it. And I talked about Fade Out, which is an Ed Brubaker comic series, which is really cool. And Jason had covered the new Superman.
So I want to bring up the little text messages you guys were sending back and forth about Darth Maul.
Oh, that was funny. Earthmail?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Dave was stranded in the airport. Dave had a last-minute photo shoot thing he had to go fly to Nashville for. So he was stranded in the airport, too. On top of everything else, he got stuck. And he picked up the Darth Maul book. But he was texting us and was like, hey, I just read the new Earthmail trade paperback, and I don't know how I feel about it. I'm like, what is he talking about? I've never heard of Earthmail. Is this some new sci-fi thing? And it was Darth Maul that he was talking about the whole time. Just a funny
fat fingers.
I mean, it was funnier to read probably.
Yeah, Andy, thanks for that. Really ground it to a halt.
I just thought it tickled my funny bone.
Yeah, Earthmail.
Yeah.
We were like, ooh, we need to get Earthmail.
Ooh.
You've got Earthmail.
You got it.
But anyways, Night of the Comic, we will officially come back.
Yeah, right.
I say that on Wednesday. At least Jason and I will be here. There's a possibility that Dave might be unavailable, but we're gonna at least give it another shot.
Okay.
If nothing else,
believe it when I see it.
We did post our review of Child's Play.
That's true.
Which I think we all enjoyed pretty well. And we also got our Origins episode out, thanks to Andy. And we'll get one out to you today as well.
Busted out.
Busted.
So thanks for being a friend. And Amy says that she mailed some packages, and then I find them. And
so
I'm like,
she's a liar.
I have had a migraine for the last 7 days straight.
She's had a bad migraine.
This is the first time I have felt non-pain in my head. I will get to it.
So if you were expecting a package from us, she's going to do it. Just keep an eye on your box.
Does it make you wonder what else she's hiding from you?
I don't know. We had a cat.
It's like, what's that beating from the floorboards I hear?
I'm a responsible person, but it's hard when you're... Sorry about my chronic illness. Jeez.
Oh,
Sorry about it.
All I heard was chronic.
I'm a diabetic.
Yeah. All right, everybody. If you want to support the show, remember patreon.com/NOTLP.
Yep, you can help pay for Amy's Amiovig or whatever it's called.
If the insurance company approves
if the insurance doesn't... I get to stab Amy with a needle. Sorry to say knife.
Oh.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
He's real excited about it.
I can't
All
wait.
Right. Anything else before we move on?
Just stay hydrated, people. It's really hot.
It's hot.
In a lot of parts of this country. So just please watch yourself.
Bring your pets inside where there's air conditioning.
If you're hot, they're hot.
Yeah.
And just sunscreen and water, please.
Yeah.
That's my little mom thing right there.
Y'all look a little
Just be
dusty.
careful.
Oh, real quick, Comic-Con San Diego Comic-Con is coming in a couple weeks, and so they're just starting to make some announcements about stuff that's going to be there. So if there are listeners of the show, I'm going to be there along with another friend of the show, are going to be covering it for NOTLP. So if there are some things that you're interested in, please do not hesitate to email the show.
Yeah.
Because I'd have no problem with trying to get there and cover it.
I've been
if I can.
forwarding things to you and Matt from that I've been getting, and I don't know if it, like you're probably getting the same emails that I'm getting.
I am, but it's nice that you forward them because it helps me know what you're interested. Because I'm also I've been on the list for a while, and so I get a ton of like anime stuff that I'm just like delete.
Oh yeah.
Zach
Bagans. Did you get that one?
Oh shit! Is he gonna be there?
He's doing a panel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
Ghost Adventurers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can ask him if his eyes ever, went right again after that demon made him go cross.
I can do that.
Did I just read? Where did I just read this? I don't know if it's true or not. It might have been like TMZ that he just bought the bed. You know how he has that like haunted
that
museum?
Eats? The deathbed.
No, he bought the bed that at that brothel where Lamar Odom overdosed on the bed, and that the owner died on it. That bed, and I believe he just bought it for his museum. So
Really?
if you see him, ask him about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I read that on TMZ.
I like gross beds.
Yeah.
I keep
not
getting
fun.
little announcements or news that like a lot of things are pulling out of San Diego. This is the 50th. Yeah. This is the 50th anniversary of Comic-Con. So I might have some time to get to places. So I can't make promises because Comic-Con is difficult to move around in.
It's big.
It's big and it's very, very crowded and is sold out, as it always is. But yeah, for the spectacle of it all, if there's those weird niche things, I'd love to get away from the main crowds and try to find something for you. So just let me know.
Very cool.
I just literally got another email, and I don't know if it has anything to do with Comic-Con, but Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero are going to be in an animated show called Space World. So
There it is.
That might be something that's happening at Comic-Con. I don't know. I don't want to read the rest of it because I'm very, very tired.
I don't know about interviewing Tommy Wiseau. I
Yeah,
just don't know how that
I
would
think
go.
that'd be a lot. I don't want that for you either.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, everybody. We'll be right back.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
Welcome back, Andy.
Hi, I reviewed the Perfection
Yeah.
Netflix movie. And it feels like a Netflix movie.
Oh.
What does that mean?
It looks like one. It feels like one. It just doesn't feel
Walks like a duck.
big.
Looks like a pump, feels
Feels
like a sneaker.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just this thing where you like Netflix puts out these movies and you kind of like know right away that that's a Netflix movie.
Well, all right.
You know what I mean. So this stars Allison Williams. You might know her from Get Out as the evil white girlfriend, and she plays another kind of evil white person in this movie.
You
So
might also know her from Peter Pan.
oh yeah,
Live.
that was bad.
Yeah, it was.
And
that
so
was bad.
just black people, if you see Allison Williams coming at you, just just run away, please, just for your own sake. But have you guys ever see the trailer for The Perfection? Because I know it pops up all the time on Netflix. Like,
I
a
haven't.
second of
No,
it.
I think I've seen a picture of her with blood smeared on her
okay,
face. That's about it.
so the trailers lead you to believe that it's one thing, but the movie is totally different than what you think the trailer is, which I like. Because a lot of these trailers nowadays give way too much away. Like that one we saw in front of Child's
Yeah.
Play,
Ready or Not.
Ready or Not. We done saw the whole damn movie.
Uh-huh.
I hope that's not the case. I feel like they might be hiding some elements
I hope so too.
because it looks good.
Yeah.
I'll see it anyway. But they did give away too
Yeah.
much.
So like it's hard to review this movie without giving too much away, but I will say that I did enjoy it.
Oh, good.
Good.
Because like I said, you think it's going one way, but it turns and goes another way. It does that several times actually. And it reminded me of a lot about, I'm going to sound really pretentious, but Korean movies, especially Park Chan-wook.
Oh yeah.
And if you mix that with like Argento, then you'd have this movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's very trashy. It's very pulpy. But the one thing I wish is that they would have gone further with that stuff. They like dipped their toes in the trash waters, but I don't think they took it far enough for my taste.
But not enough to get a flesh-eating bacterial
A
disease.
touch of dumpster
Yeah.
juice.
And it was just they knew what they were doing though. It wasn't campy or anything like that. They definitely knew what the influences were, and but they didn't like beat it to the ground like some people do. Like,
Freddie, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Freddie's trying to knock things off the wall.
I just
Go
put my
on,
hands behind
sorry.
my head. It's a little
Yeah.
room.
so like you see his influences, but they're not obvious. Like Quentin Tarantino does a lot. I feel he relies on his influences a little too much, but that's like neither here nor there. But you can definitely tell that this was as a
What are you doing, Freddie? Jesus Christ. Why are you like this? God damn it.
I was just screwing over here.
Yeah, you
I had
are
to screw
making
us.
noises.
But this is not a spoiler. I want to say there's a lot of lesbianic action in it, which was really surprising, actually.
Like Allison Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes really into it, too. I'm like, damn, girl, get it.
When you mean like she's just like in there? What do you think her dad thought about that?
Brian Williams, he's going to give us his opinion.
He's like,
at
good
6 o'clock.
God, good God.
And
my baby.
I always thought that Alison Williams was like this very, I don't know, bland actress. But I think it works in her favor in these like horror roles.
Yeah.
Because you don't expect the crazy is not obvious.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like a lot of certain performances, like they go too far with the craziness, but she holds it back a lot, which is nice to see. And I feel like she's a very niche. She has her little niche that she fits into, but she's really good.
Yeah,
at what
you already
she
said
does.
that earlier.
Did I?
Yeah, you said she went full.
Oh yeah,
you said she fit into a niche. I'm Anisha. I'm here for Allison Williams.
And I don't know. I haven't seen the other actress, the other, the one that she bumped uglies with.
Anisha.
Well, she was black, so.
Oh, was she? Yeah. Was it Logan Browning?
Yes. And the actresses are really good together. Really good chemistry.
Yeah. And her name is Lizzie.
Oh.
The character is creative.
Yeah.
She was in the Bratz movie.
Oh.
Maybe she was Sasha. Maybe that's where you recognize her from if you didn't.
Yes, because she looks like a Bratz.
Yeah.
Those giant eyes. But in the ending, I was like, whoa.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, it was really interesting, the places they took me.
I'm going to have to watch it. And I heard people getting sick watching this. Is there something in there that was really gross?
Maybe it's just I have a high gross tolerance.
Yeah, I think this crew has a pretty high tolerance for that. Except for Mike.
But I heard the same thing. I read articles where people were like throwing up at certain points.
Oh,
but
wow.
I wasn't sure how much of that was a publicity stunt.
Yeah, I think
Netflix has been known to like people can't stand this. It's so scary. That's people who got lost interest. Like there was that movie, that possession movie. It was Spanish. They kept saying people couldn't finish it because it was too scary, but people were just tuning out because they were bored and turning it off.
Or when they released their numbers, like 500 million people watched this movie.
Yeah.
Like what? There's not 500 million people in this country.
Yeah.
I kind of love that stuff though.
Yeah.
Like
it's fun.
It makes me think of like people like running out of the theater when Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out,
or like William Castle.
Whether or not it actually has there ever actually been a documented case of someone running out of a movie theater like covered in vomit? I'm just curious.
Yeah, probably.
When I was a kid, I left
we
the
need you to write
theater.
that down on the incident report.
Freddie got fingered.
I left Tremors because I was scared when I was a kid.
Aw. Well, that's
You mean like a grown ass
Jurassic
adult
Park.
though, right?
well, just being like covering himself in vomit and leaving. the
I want to go
theater.
to a movie and just with some fake vomit with me. That when the movie starts, I can pour it down my front.
the
and then run
goosebumps.
out. Like when Forky turns up in Toy Story 4, I just be like, what?
Has anybody seen? I saw it on Reddit and Twitter. The girl on that. So she's on one of those rides, like the one where it's like two people and it's like
It's like a slingshot
kind of ride.
Yeah.
And she's on it and like seems to be having fun at first, her and this guy, and then just all of a sudden she just starts vomiting all over herself, like
Is it hanging-
intensely.
Is it hanging midair because
No,
it's,
she
like,
starts
floating?
vomiting when like it was kind of stopped, and then it starts going again. She just keeps puking and puking and puking, and then her hair is getting in it. And I felt, and like it's not exactly a slingshot ride, but it's sort of like that. So they come down close to where the operator is, and the dude that's sitting next to her does that cut motion to the guy, like, get the fuck off. We need off of this thing. She won't stop vomiting, and she's like, bleh.
I need to see this.
Was
really funny.
was her dude like laughing the whole time?
No, he looked really uncomfortable.
Okay. It's not like Janice.
No.
Remember Janice?
Yes.
The fat kid that almost died on the ride and that bitch Janice is just laughing her head
Janice is
off.
the worst.
I've told you the story about how I was on the news. In
Vomiting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
On the was it the Ferris wheel that spin, like the cages that spin?
The double Ferris wheel.
Wasn't that your buddy's fault though?
Well, sort of.
Oh, because you ate something.
It was back when Taco Bell was at the Ohio State Fair, and we didn't have any money because I was in the 6th grade, so we
Our
got
all
to
new
hang out.
Pucaritas.
It was the Cholitos.
Oh yeah.
Cholitos, and then I got
Cholito.
on a spinning ride, and my buddy and it made me sick. And my buddy was like, "Well, I'm not coming all the way to." He's not my buddy. He was kind of more of a bully, but whatever. I wouldn't come to Ohio State Fair and not ride any rides. And so I was like, okay, well, maybe the double Ferris wheel it's a Ferris wheel. How bad can that be? And then like after the thing started going around doing what a double Ferris wheel does, I was like, oh no. And I'm trying to cut the ride, and the guy was just laughing, and then I started projectile vomiting out my nose from the double Ferris wheel.
That's the worst because it burns so bad coming out of your nose.
It burns, and it shot like 8 feet, which I kept getting to hear about.
Out of your nostrils?
Yeah.
That's cool though.
It shot. It like literally shot. And as I get off, like people are just like, you can see people got hit by it. And I'm like walking by, and there's lines of the vomit all around everywhere. And then I'm still doing it. And then I was doing it in the bathroom. And then later on the news that night, they talked about having to shut the double Ferris wheel down because.
Did they mention the vomit on the news?
Yeah.
They're like, due to extreme vomiting.
Yeah.
After the Pucarito incident.
Yeah, after the
Taco Bell
Pucarito.
booth.
This kid literally Pucaritoed. Here's a picture.
I
Kids.
was hoping they interviewed you after, and you'd be like, "I like turtles." It's like it was Mike the whole time.
I have to see if I can find that if there's that video clip exists.
Oh, that'd be
Actually,
great.
let's not. I don't want to find it. Never mind. It was a horrible moment in my life.
Well, I assume that the part that people are being grossed out from the Perfection is a vomit scene because that's the only thing I can think of where it's real gross. There's a shitting scene, but you don't see it.
You don't see like someone's butthole.
No.
but
Okay, well, I can see it from based on those two things. I can tell why people are throwing up in their homes.
But that was the part that I wish they went further with the like trashy and the pulpy part with the shitting.
Yeah.
I wish-
Was it Allison Williams shit?
No, it was the you said the Bratz girl.
Oh, it was her
Spoiler.
shit.
Yeah. Well, at point she shits her pants, but I wish that it would have been like splatters everywhere. But like I said, they were dipping their toes in that.
They were dipping their toes in it. Gross.
In that going that far, but I wish they went further with it.
Yeah, with no audition or anything
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, but I do recommend it. It's a really fun movie. I don't think it'd be a lot of people's tastes because
All the things you just said.
it gets kind of pretentious because there's like flashback scenes where the movie rewinds itself and you see everything that happened. Like, no, we know what happened. You don't need to show us that.
Gotcha. I'm with you.
Yeah, so
I'll watch it.
I do recommend The Perfection.
Cool.
It wasn't perfect, but yeah.
I just got your joke.
But I do recommend it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Andy. Guess what, guys? I have a movie gun with a movie bullet.
Chicken butt. Oh, I'm sorry. That was late. Go to the end.
Mikey B,
Yeah.
you died.
He was so young.
I know, so young. He just figured out how to slow down at Disney World. All
I
right,
slowed
so
down too much. I slowed all the way down.
all the way down. Movie's called The Axiom. It is on
great.
Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Sounds spacey.
At the risk of her
Kevin
friend's
Spacey.
safety, a woman travels into a national forest in search for her missing sister. Once in the wilderness, they discover they have entered a multi-dimensional world full of monsters. That's it.
All
That
right.
sounds fun, actually.
Yeah.
It stars Hattie Smith.
Okay, who's that?
I don't know.
Oh. I thought you were going to say Hattie McDaniels. And I'd
Hattie
be like,
McDaniels.
what? How
She
old is
must
this
be
movie?
100 years old now.
Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't that be weird? But it's multidimensional. What do you want?
Well, there you go.
All right, everybody. We'll be right back.
This week's main attraction from 2018. That's just last year, y'all. Gaspar Noé.
Way.
No, hey, yes way.
Gaspy Nose.
His drama horror music thriller, Climax, starring Sofia Boutella who was the mummy.
I like her a lot.
I do too. She's great.
Yeah.
Who was she in this?
She was the one with the really severe eyebrows, if that helps.
She was like the main girl.
What was
Yeah.
her name?
Oh.
Seven?
Yeah, Selva.
Selva.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She was the mummy. Okay.
Yeah, she was the mummy. And the rest of the cast were dancers.
Yeah.
But they were really good actors too, which I didn't realize that they weren't actors.
Well, sometimes, I always think about this because I don't know the language you're speaking. I will assign to you a better acting quality because I don't understand what you're saying, so it could be bad.
That's logical.
Who knows?
But the physical...
But it seemed good.
It did. Like the physical aspect of it.
Certainly.
So it was really sold.
Because they were doing all these very long shots.
Well, you've watched enough So You Think You Can Dance to know that dancing really is telling a story
Yeah. Yeah.
with your body.
So what the concept is, there's a dance hall in it's like winter, so it's really, really nasty outside. I don't know, is this dance hall like in the middle of nowhere? Or
It's a schoolhouse.
Is it
You don't really
is it a
know.
converted schoolhouse? Is
It's
that
a
what it is?
converted schoolhouse
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere in winter.
It reminds me of where my niece had her wedding recital or wedding reception, that big barn.
Yeah.
It's like that, but with a dance floor in it, and not at all a barn. More industrial,
And in France and not.
and also in France, completely different
Township.
kind of person there. Too.
Yeah.
Although I did think it'd be really fun to take someone's wedding video and edit in some of these people.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Like,
Just-
who invited them?
Like everybody else is doing the electric slide, and then that one blonde lady's just standing there pissing on the floor.
Freddie can't get over that chick pissing on the
She
floor.
was great. I mean, like that. Her performance also was super, really, really super creepy in so many ways.
Well, the funny thing is, I want to say that Gaspar actually drugged all the cast. That's how, like...
Did you read like that he made him watch the videos of people who were really strung out on like heavy drugs, and told them, "All right, this is what it looks like."
Yeah, because when everybody starts tripping out, it felt very real. So it wouldn't surprise me if he, hey, drink the sangria, it's fine.
Yeah, that's a very Kubricky.
The aggression was a little bit
It was scary.
I mean, that was definitely the scary part, but like I don't remember like the aggression. It was an odd thing.
Well, it felt like free love so much in the beginning of it.
Yeah,
and all these people are very likable. Even the ones who are talking about
raping.
pretty crass stuff.
yeah.
Like it almost comes off as like
It's locker room talk.
yeah, but it also comes off as they're like, this is the community we're in. That's what we do with each other.
We just go in dry.
Right, and I almost feel like
I'll just go in and put it in her.
yeah. These are some pretty wild people, right? Do you get that
Or
impression?
is it okay? Well, I don't feel like this is a super like talked about movie. So a very quick synopsis
Yeah.
is in order, I believe. So you have a bunch of young dancers that have auditioned for this traveling company. These are the kids that have gotten it. We get to see them rehearsing their big number. It's been 3 days of rehearsals. It looks great. Let's have a party and relax. We're going to get on the bus tomorrow and go travel. Somebody has spiked the punch with LSD.
Right, it's sangria that the lady
Sangria.
who is, I guess, who works for
She's
the
a
school.
choreographer.
She's a
Yeah.
choreographer, and she has brought her adorable little boy with her and keeps trying to keep him out of the sangria because obviously he's a little boy. He shouldn't be drinking sangria.
Yeah.
And
Things start to get really crazy and everybody
Yeah.
starts to feel really weird and start to do really weird things, and it's just bad.
did you guys notice the similarity, speaking of the audition tapes in the opening, with Us? Because in the beginning of Us,
Yeah.
where it was very similar, where
I felt it was like Chorus Line or Fame.
yeah, that too. But like the fact that, remember Jordan Peele put like the right stuff. There was all the movies stacked up around the TV that were the influences for the movie. Gaspar Noé did the same thing in this.
Gaspy knows. Just call him.
Yes.
So-
And Suspiria
Yeah.
was one of the films.
Suspiria,
And
there's a
that
bunch
was
of other
in-
ones,
that
yeah.
were and there. Yes, in a similar genre. The beginning, the beginning. Did anybody else think? Like I rented it off iTunes, and I thought maybe I'd accidentally fast forwarded.
Oh, because of the credits?
Well, it was the
It was
credits
the
and it
end
was
credits at the beginning.
the
Also-
end credits at the beginning, and it was just like
Yeah.
like I knew there was supposed to be a kind of a trippy movie, but I'm
Yeah.
like, it didn't really.
Freddie thought it was a list of dead people.
Well, the way they presented
Yeah.
Well, no, what I thought they were saying was, in the opening it says, this is a true story. This is dedicated to the people who were lost that day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has a list. It starts rolling the credit style that you would normally see at the close of a film.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, are they insinuating that everyone involved with the production died? Or like, are these the people that... Because the way they prefaced it with that disclaimer...
no, I think you're the only one who would have ever thought
it was
that.
just an artistic way of making people read the credits.
In the middle of the movie, he starts putting the cast.
Yeah, the title cards.
The title cards, everybody's name.
Yeah, the credits are like strung out throughout the
Yeah.
entire movie.
Yeah.
And I feel that was just an artistic choice to make you think you're fucked up too.
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
Yeah,
like because it wasn't like plain text just popping up on the screen.
Yeah.
There was a lot of style with the way they did that.
Yeah, so I think it's just like mimic what it feels like to be on a trip, as a trip
Yeah.
or something. So I think it's just a very stylistic choice.
Yeah.
It worked because I was like, is this what? I'm confused.
Yeah. And it wasn't the only time he used title cards either. He also used them to put up philosophical quotes about the nature of life and death and stuff like that, which sounds like it would be super artistic, but it's more like a music video, I think. It's more rock and roll.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
It's certainly not my kind of movie, because you know that I'm a very simple, basic human being, and I just require fun.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
But it did keep my attention the whole time.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
yeah.
It's not your fault.
But also this just because it's an artistic, like art house movie, doesn't make it any better than like trashy movies that people are.
I love
Put it
trashy
down,
movies.
yeah.
Like
So it's just
I think I still like Hello Mary Lou better than this, of course.
Yeah.
But it kept my attention, and I wasn't bored, which I normally am with these kinds of movies. And even the parts that were making me nauseous, like the camera work, because it was so many long shots, and it was like spinning around and upside down, and it was making me sick.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too mad.
Yeah. The dancing was really awesome. It was it's not like Suspiria where you're not really getting, like, it's about dancing, but there's not really a lot of dance in it. Well, the new one, there is much more. But this one is dancing all the way through it. But, like, the camera and whatnot, sometimes I had, when the movie really starts climaxing, there is a lot of noise and movement, and it's really it was hard for me, at least, to figure out where is someone dying? Like they said, this person's died. There's one moment when I had to actually rewind, and I still didn't figure it out, because they're like, you killed so and so. He got shot, or he got whatever, electrocuted or something. And
that was the little boy.
So it did. So when the colors was changing, that was supposed to
the lights went out. The lights went out because he touched the high voltage board.
Okay.
And then he electrocuted himself. The little boy was locked. His mom thinks he's protecting him. She's protecting him by locking him in this room, because they've both taken the LSD inadvertently. And the little boy, of course, is also freaking out, but she's worried that because she sees these people ramping up and becoming more aggressive and not understanding, they're not reading each other's emotional cues correctly, so they're becoming like almost like apes, where they're picking up on physical stuff and attacking each other over it. Just stupid shit that, like, you have to be high to really get worked up to that point. So she's like, I gotta lock the kid away, because otherwise who knows what's gonna happen to him. And of course she chooses probably the worst place to put him, in this room with this high voltage panel that, if you open it, there is exposed wiring in there.
Yeah.
And she says, don't touch this or it'll kill you. And then she loses the key. So he's stuck in there, and he's hallucinating too.
Yeah.
And of course, there's the point where everybody is dancing and everything, and the lights go out, and somebody says, "Oh, damn! It looks like somebody. What's the kid's name?
Tito.
Tito fried himself."
Yeah.
And then they just keep going on, like they just blow off the fact that they know this kid just accidentally killed himself in this room.
So okay, my assumption was that was what happened, but there was the only thing you really knew about it, and the chaos is all going on. The only thing you knew is that the colors went from red to blue.
Right, yeah. Like the emergency lighting, I think, was red or something.
Okay.
And that's why all the scene turned red. But also, I think from the artistic angle, it was when everything shifted to being pure hell.
Yeah.
Was that moment.
Well, there were some biblical references throughout the movie, right? With the title cards.
Were those biblical?
Not biblical, but just religious and about hell and stuff like that.
It felt more like nihilistic stuff than it did religious stuff. Like, the whole thing about like the only time you're truly experiencing anything is when you're born and when you die, and everything in between is just boredom and trying to fight boredom.
And hell is a journey or something along those lines.
And love is a battlefield.
When people
hell is for children.
When people reference hell, I just go straight to the religious aspect. Yeah.
Well, because there was also like a thing about abortion in there that definitely probably would not have aligned with your canonical Bible. So that was.
It was interesting. Like you have this beginning part with them doing their dance, and they seem to like be so happy and loving, and everybody's very like friends and
supportive. They're cheer each other on too in the dance circle.
And then it's party time, and everybody starts drinking the sangria, and it just slowly everybody just starts to just be so angry and mean, and
they devolve,
violent. Yeah, it was just this very stark contrast between those.
They're like bonobos by the end.
They're like chimps by the end.
Or chimps.
Bonobos at the beginning, chimps at the end.
Yeah. 2 in the bonobo, 1 in the chimp.
And that was what was confusing to me, because I would have liked a little maybe there. So yes, it was artistic, and so there's not a lot of like speaking through the movie. But at the beginning, there was a ton of explanation of why you're going to care about these characters, and then when you see what happens to them and the tragicness of a lot of it, it's supposed to make more powerful. Because at the beginning you had this them literally looking into the camera, and they're talking about their fears and how far they would go for dance or whatnot.
And they're also all really likable. Even the least likable of them are likable. Where the guys who are like the 2 buddies who are like, yeah, we help each other get girls, and they're liking guys, and he's like, depends on the guy.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So it was that part was really I thought was really effective, because you do get attached to these people, and then when we were seeing this other part come out, but then like the just the aggressive nature, and you're like, okay, so they have sangria and acid. Now, mind you, we don't know how much acid is in the sangria, so I'm sure they've certainly are all overdosing on acid. But like just to see that go from a loving thing to this really aggressive and awful things that they start doing to each other, I didn't really understand when that's coming out, unless like to me the subtext in my head is that it's because dance is competitive. But you don't really get that. You just get like it's just this aggressiveness that's coming out of them, and I just didn't see where that was from, because there was not really. They all were on the troupe. They were all going to be doing this dance together.
I don't think it wasn't anything about motive, really. I think like why they show them being so tireless in the beginning is they're young, super fit people that have nothing but energy to burn and time to burn it.
Yeah.
And they once they have all this LSD in them and they're all hallucinating, it's just it's literal insanity, where I don't see you as a person anymore. Once you were any kind of threat to me, my aggression's just going to totally take over.
Okay.
And I'm not even going to see you as that person anymore. Like
it's all lizard brain.
I think it's all definitely like id, like so deep into the id that the brother and sister are screwing each other.
Well, I think the brother was.
He was real overprotective of her to begin with, which was a little weird.
And then it becomes something.
But I don't think they ever would have gotten there.
No.
To that point without them being stripped down to this id moment, like where they're just totally like functioning on this most primal instinct.
Yeah.
Like they were like cavemen. I think everybody became cavemen essentially.
Yeah. I would agree with that. And like the transgress was, where a lot of the conflict was really coming from was who spiked the punch, which you do find out who did that at the end.
It was Pee-Pee Lady.
It was Pee-Pee Lady who did it, because she has like this, the only way you know that is that she has like psychotherapy through LSD.
That was a lot of pee too. I was actually impressed. Like, damn, girl.
Did you? I couldn't remember what she said in the opening interview.
She said that she left Berlin because there was too many the dance scene there.
Yeah, because there was too many drugs. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought she was that one. I've only watched this once, but like I kind of feel like I could go back and maybe even pick up on some really great threads that I'm sure he laid out in the beginning that were lost on me, probably because of the amount of stuff going on.
Yeah. Well, and like she seems like her thing is that there's nothing really that affects her. And so she's like looking to be affected. And so she left Berlin because there was too many drugs. And then like she tells the girl who seems like they might be in somewhat of a relationship that she keeps telling her she's boring. She's boring. And but then you at the end you see that she's got the psychotherapy through LSD or through so I think that's what the book was called, psychotherapy through LSD. And you're like wondering like, well, so what was to me I'm like, what was the therapeutic element here other than these people just being incredibly violent towards each other? Especially there's a moment where a girl discovers she's pregnant, which I found that moment really upsetting because there are two people who aren't drinking the sangria, so it's assumed that it's the first person they figure out who isn't drinking the sangria. It's assumed he did it because he was the one who didn't drink the sangria, so clearly he must have done it. Okay, so I get that a little bit. They throw him outside or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the second person who didn't drink the sangria, they realize she doesn't want to tell anybody she's pregnant. I'm assuming because being pregnant for being on a traveling dance group would not be a good thing.
Right.
Also, she doesn't know who the father is, and there's clearly some, even though she's in this super progressive group, she's clearly still, there's some shame about that.
For sure, around that. And the girl, and you do see that like the men get to have that freedom of sexuality, even to a point of like, men, women, whatever. And the women, maybe that's the point there, is that she still doesn't get that. And then because there could have been anybody that she's...
Well, it's a great comic moment where the one guy's talking about, he's like, I fucked everyone in this troop. And then they cut to the other girl. She goes, that guy's got every STD.
Yes, which was funny.
It was really funny.
But the unsettling scene for her is that she's saying, she's pregnant, and she's saying that as a secret. It also becomes discovered by another one of the dancers that she's having this conversation with, that she didn't drink the sangria, so it must have been her. And then she says, I'm pregnant. And then this female proceeds to kick her
over and over again,
over and over in the stomach, and I just didn't understand. Like,
oh, it's rough.
It's violence. We're getting stripped down to the id, but like, what's
wrong with that chick?
If this was artistic, then what's the point for that? Like, what? Yes, it's unsettling. It's incredibly. Why would she have done? Like, what was her motivation to do?
I just think she was like, "You're not really pregnant. I'm gonna kick you in the stomach."
Okay, so it was just a literal like, I don't believe you, so I'm gonna go.
I think she was like, if you were pregnant, I wouldn't kick you in the stomach.
Okay.
I honestly think that's all there was to it.
Okay.
She was also a big tough girl.
She was
and I feel like
her name was Dom.
Was her name Dom?
Yeah.
And I feel like she resolved a lot of her issues by kicking people in the stomach.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, probably before she even had any of the sangria.
Okay.
So you can't kick all your problems away.
Yeah.
Dom.
Dom, stop kicking people in the stomach.
Yeah.
I do what I want.
I mean, it's one of those movies where I just felt bad that all this was happening and there was no way to. It just wasn't stopping, and all these people are going to wake up and from this LSD trip and be like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all over and ruined, and everything good in their lives is gone.
Yeah.
Or they won't
That's
remember
awful.
it.
Well, yeah. So
Nightmare.
who did end up dying in this film?
Omar, the guy they first thought, because he wasn't drinking, but I think it's because he was Muslim. They kicked him out into the snow, and he froze to death.
And how do we know he froze to death?
Did they show him
the body in the
they showed the body
right in the
at the
beginning?
that was his body.
The overhead shot where he's like running out and he just collapses into the snow.
That was the girl. That was the
that
pregnant
was
chick.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
They do show him at the end, frozen.
Okay,
Yeah.
I somehow glazed over that.
She
I
died.
don't remember him being frozen at the end.
Yeah, it was like a
Tito
brief-
got fried.
Yeah,
like
Tito
you
died.
said,
Yeah.
and his mom killed herself
Yeah.
over guilt.
Yeah.
And that's all I.
There was
all you
the
really
one
say.
girl who totally tore the back of her scalp off too.
Oh, you
She
see?
But I don't know if she
fire.
died.
No, you see
She's
her at the.
alive.
Oh no,
you,
she's the one that burned up.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. That
You-
was a great moment.
you see her at the end throwing water on her head.
Yeah, her scalp was real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in bad shape, but she's not dead.
That's right.
The girl that started cutting herself because they were all telling her
That was
to
the
kill
pregnant
her-
girl.
kill herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she didn't die. Do we not think? Do we know?
She's the one you see running through in the beginning. And
But
then,
she was dead in the beginning.
I
No.
assume so.
I mean,
Well, you don't
she
know.
just fell into
Well,
the
she's doing like
snow.
snow angels and blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
So that because the police, we see the movie ends with them waking up the next morning, and the
Yeah.
police are coming into the schoolhouse or the dance hall or whatever you want to call it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just rough.
Well, this goes along with his style. I've only seen like two other of his movies, Enter the Void and Irreversible. and they're both really, really rough, especially Irreversible, because there's this extended rape scene in it that is pretty realistic and unforgiving. And Enter the Void, with all those like panning shots where everything's twisty, basically that's the whole movie.
Oof. Amy couldn't do that.
Yeah. So I'm actually surprised Amy was as okay with this movie as she was.
I mean, I didn't like it.
I know you didn't like it, but I thought you would totally.
Well, I've
I
heard
paid
this is his
attention.
most mainstream movie.
Yes, but I do like that movies that challenge you and make you not necessarily think, but take you to a different place.
Yeah.
Because it was like nightmarish and it was trippy,
Yeah.
and I lost track of time at one point. Like, whoa, this is only an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
But it just felt like you entered this different world.
You know, even beyond like using the word challenge sometimes is even, I feel like the opposite, where these kind of movies, if you allow yourself to become hypnotized by them, they really can be a much better experience. It's not necessarily like a challenging experience, but almost like just kind of like bird watching almost.
Yeah,
like,
especially Enter the Void, I did feel like I was high at certain points just because it was so hypnotic, and there's not necessarily like a storyline to it.
Well, fuck that.
You really have to, but if you have to like put yourself in a very relaxed state, I think to appreciate them, like that kind of film is all about really easing into it and just letting it kind of wash over you.
Which I think it's kind of.
I don't like film. I like movies.
I had that exact same experience in that I lost track of time because I remember I watched it this morning and I was like, I need to use the bathroom and I need to change my laundry, and I'm like, I'm probably halfway through this film and it was only like 15 minutes left of the film at that point, and I'm like, wow, I mean, this movie did cook by and I lost track of time because you are literally like sitting there watching and trying to there's so much stuff happening on the screen all the time, and there's so much movement, and it is like candy to eat. I mean, like it's beautiful movement a lot of the time. And so you are just kind of watching. You really I felt myself getting sucked into the film, and it did fly by for me as well.
Especially if you like dance. I think like the dance sequences. Yeah, like for me, like those were incredibly entertaining.
Yeah.
So, and they were really well. I don't know how much choreography went into them or how much that was improvised, but like the big dance number they do together is fantastic. And then when they're just having fun, the dancing is still really great stuff. I mean, it's like really high caliber pro stuff. And when it turns, it becomes a much more harrowing, unpleasant experience to watch it. Yeah. Not just for the characters, but I think even the experience of seeing the third act is really unpleasant to sit through.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I would agree.
Well, I like that he had actually restraint, even though this was kind of a crazy movie. Like, he could have easily have his characters do even more insane, gruesome stuff.
Oh, yeah.
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 But I like that he kept it realistic.
Well, we were talking about that earlier. Like, he had the opportunity with this film because it's not cinema verite where there's supposedly a camera filming all these people. There's moments in this that are clearly their perspective, and you could have gone full bore visual effects with this movie and had people's faces melting and everything else. But he did keep it just kept you off kilter enough to make it unpleasant without going like Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah.
So, Amy, are you gonna check out any of his other stuff now?
Nope.
Nope.
I mean,
no way.
I would never. Yuck, you're yum. If this is what you're into, that's fine.
But yuck.
But I understand what I'm looking for when I'm sitting down to be entertained.
Right.
And it's not things like this.
You sound like a guy who said he didn't like the butthole because it smells like poop.
Sometimes I like well done steak.
It reminded me of you, Freddie.
I know. We just had the same conversation, and then they had that in the movie too.
Yeah.
He's like, but the butt smells like poop.
It's like, that's where shit comes from.
Yeah, I'm like, I know. That's what I said.
I'm learning to not apologize as much for my own tastes.
For sure.
Sometimes
Well, here's
I
I think you
a
think
burnt up steak, and I don't like artsy fartsy movies.
I feel like sometimes you think people are judging you for not
know.
liking these movies, and nobody's judging you
I
really.
know.
No.
People judge people who like these movies actually because you think people.
Oh, I'm judging you hard.
Exactly. People think that oh God, he's such a pretentious twat.
Or a
for liking
weird,
these
or a
movies. Like,
weirdo.
yeah.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I think that's easy to do. But I did find this one interesting. I didn't necessarily. This is not one. I was almost tempted to text you before I watched Andy because I was like, do I rent it or do I buy it? Because I remember seeing the trailer for this at the Esquire in front of another film and really being like, this is going to be awesome. Like I just really thought I'd be into it. I'm glad I didn't buy it. I rented it because I don't think I'll ever need to return to this film again, but I'm certainly glad that I watched
Freddie
it.
bought it, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I bought it originally because I thought Andy could just access it like he does our other movies, and of course it didn't work.
It didn't work. Yeah.
So now I own it, but I probably will watch it again.
Like,
Would you?
Yeah, I just want to see what they set up that paid off.
Okay, yeah,
That's
because
more
there is
it.
the setup is for sure in that
Right.
first
That I
few
watched
minutes.
that first sequence again.
Yeah.
Plus, I figure anybody, if I have a friend who wants to watch it, I'd probably watch it with somebody who hasn't seen it just to see how they react.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like with Gaspar Noé's movies, you don't need to see more than once. For me, actually, I don't know about other people, but like I don't need to see Irreversible or Enter the Void ever again.
I would tell you, I would watch the beginning of this. The dance numbers make it worth to me. If it's something I would revisit it just for that. I mean, because I thought those were like out of this world, so I don't mind having it in my collection just for that reason.
Yeah. But I don't need to see his movies again. But all of his movies that I've seen, they're unforgettable.
Yeah.
Because normally the only movies I remember are movies I've seen over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But I only need to see these once, and I will never forget these movies.
Yeah.
Which I think is a mark of the movie did its job.
For sure. There's like a magic tricks that are being performed in front of your eyes, and you just kind of see it, and you're not going to forget it. For sure. It's a great setup. Yeah. Now, is there, I should have looked this up before, but is there a connection? I thought I remember when I saw the trailer that this was connected to Spring Breakers somehow. Is it the same production crew?
No, it's A24.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's just the same.
Did A24 do Spring Breakers or release it?
I'm trying to remember if there was some other connection.
Well, I feel Harmony Korine's kind of a nihilistic director too.
Yeah, that might be more. It's just They're probably cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
They both are like, the world's just fucked up. I'm gonna take what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: I don't judge people on what they watch, but if you buy his movies, Gaspar Noé's, I kind of look at you with a side eye.
Oh, I just bought one.
It's like, why do you need to see that again?
Yeah. Well, I didn't buy it because I knew what I was getting.
Yeah.
I just bought it because I did the math on it, and I was like, that's cost too much to rent.
Well, the other thing that's interesting on the buying this, at least on iTunes, is there are some behind the scenes making of how these characters come. So I think I would be interested in seeing that piece.
Was there
because,
extras?
Yeah, there are extras on the bot, and you don't get those when you rent for anybody.
I didn't
who
see
does
any
that.
extras when I picked it.
You should have.
Oh, maybe it's because I just played it from like the TV section of the Apple TV.
Probably.
Are there bloopers? That'd be awesome.
I bet there's bloopers.
That Tito just won't die no matter how many times they electrocute him.
Yeah.
How many takes it took for the pee scene to happen?
Yeah.
Lots of
She
dancers.
had her hands behind her back.
Do
She
you think
clearly,
she was holding something?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think she really peed?
I think that would be a difficult thing to do on command.
I'd like to see a buddy cop movie with her and Brienne Tar, or whatever the hell her name
Brienne
is.
of Tarth.
Brienne of Tarth.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Where there are a couple of cops like in Sweden and they're busting people for not riding their bicycles enough or something.
Yeah.
Tall, pale, blonde chicks.
Yeah.
Just busting crime.
Like, how long has it been since you've ridden this bicycle? You have to ride the bicycle once a week. It's Sweden.
I find you uninteresting and boring. Get on your bicycle.
I like that line because
It was some shade, huh?
that was a cutting line. You're just
Yes.
boring.
Yeah.
boring. Yeah, that one will stick. That one will stick with you for a while.
I was like,
It's that's a little soul stain that you just got on you there.
I looked at Amy when she said, I was like, oh!
Sick burn.
Sick
Yeah.
burn, yo.
You're boring!
You burn.
All right, well, climax. It's not boring.
It's not boring.
No, definitely not.
No.
So would you recommend it, Amy?
Only to certain people, because if I want like a coworker, like, hey, no.
I like So You Think You Can Dance and horror
and
films,
feeling fucked up.
and I really don't want to feel good.
So you're not going to
Like
go to your
Martyrs is great. Oh, then you want to watch this.
So you're not going to go to your mom, but hey, mom, you should
No,
see
God,
Climax.
no.
But just funny because didn't Shelby own Martyrs?
My mom loved Martyrs.
Yeah.
She loved Martyrs.
Yeah, she was really into it. She had dark
She was a
sense
dark,
of.
dark
But
lady.
it's funny because she always before she wanted to see that Christian movie before.
Oh, yeah,
when
yeah.
it was in theaters.
It is funny. Like she loved like these really artistic horror films, but then she would be like, "Oh, did you see the trailer for?"
I can only imagine.
I can only imagine.
That's what she wanted
I wanna
to see.
that. And she listened to like real sappy
Yeah.
stuff. She was a complex person.
Well, I have a list here of complex people.
Yes.
End of every show, we say hi to our Beelzebubs. Again, patreon.com/NOTLP.
When you hear your name, imagine a title card in Gaspar Noé style.
And then tell us if you climaxed.
We've got Branan and Emily.
You guys, you have like little flowers around yours, and then there's like a plush doll in the middle.
Oh, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Emily's mom. She sent me this really cute, this video of a figure skating performance that she really liked.
Ah,
I thought it was just really
Sweet.
sweet. So
I
thank-
love Emily's mom.
Thank you, Coral.
Aw.
It's Carol, but I like to say Coral.
Cool. Hello, Jeff.
Jeff, definitely neon.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy B is drawn classically, like calligraphy.
Jeremy, Cassie, and Gamora.
It's all written with paw prints, big paw prints in paint, different colors of paint.
Oh, and real quick, again, sorry to all these asides, but
Aside away.
I think Freddie shared it on our page, the Nosploitation.
Oh yeah, the
the-
Michael Myers.
The little Michael Myers that she made, the crochet one.
That's awesome.
So adorable.
Very cool. We've got Amanda.
Hey there, Amanda. Amanda, there are her name is made out of those connects. Did you ever have those when you were a kid?
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah, where you screw them
I can
together.
see that.
Mandy.
Written with candy, Smarties and stuff.
Ernest.
Ernie's name is because he's from Texas. It's like a Western style.
Like rope.
It's spelled out with ropes, like Woody's Roundup.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping you say chili.
Or it's just a line of chili. That would look like somebody smeared
Beans.
diarrhea, though.
Tree and Alex.
Tree and Alex are written with different kinds of plants. All vines and stuff.
Brandon Boone.
And Brandon Boone is all different musical instruments.
Gosh.
We'll see you
Sorry,
soon,
man.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Bill.
Bill is all different New York style foods. Like
Bill.
there's a hot dog in there, smelling in the B, and then like the bubbly parts of the B are two pizzas.
Ooh, it's a
Yeah.
good slice.
Blake.
Blake. Ooh, Blake. Blake, that's a tough one. Ah. Steam on a window. And it's written with someone's fingertip.
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good
But
idea.
it's snowy outside behind it.
Mark Watts.
Oh, Mark Watts. Oh. Cactus. Spelled out with cactuses.
Cacti.
Cacti.
And finally, Alise.
Alise, tentacles.
Ooh.
Like
Oh.
like Cthulhu-esque.
I like it.
But with a rose coming out of the last letter. Like a rose blooming out of a tentacle.
Is it bad that when people say tentacles, I think of hentai right away?
I can't.
That's
not
odd.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
You do, really?
You guys are perverts.
See, I always think of sea monsters. I guess you are too, technically. It's just mine
Yeah.
aren't penetrating anyone. More innocent,
so
like 20,000 League sea monster.
the final movie of our theme month.
Yes. Is going to be, from 1975, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, I love this movie.
Science fiction. Ooh.
Andy's come around with the
Double feature.
So this was
Dr. X.
I love it. It's Jimmy B's pick. If you'd like an opportunity to pick one of our main attractions, just sign up for the mailing list. Go to the website NOTLP, scroll down till you see Dracula stamp. You can sign up there.
We're going to do the time warp together, guys.
Yeah. Again?
Yeah.
Damn it, Janet.
And
I
yeah,
love you.
hopefully
Oh,
Kelly will be
Brad.
back in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll let him out of the cage.
Mm-hmm.
Despite all's rage.
I think he punished him long enough. I think he
Say-
knows what he did.
Everybody, happy 4th and a safe
Yes.
one, too.
Yeah.
And a happy Canada Day.
That's right. Did
Oh,
that already
Canada.
happen? Was that the first?
I think it's Monday.
Or I mean on Monday?
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say was tomorrow. Happy Canada Day.
Tomorrow, eh?
Tomorrow.
Sorry, I meant to say.
Siri.
Oh my God, we're a mess. All right, thanks so much. We love you. Bye.
Love.